Our planet is changing, it's not just the weather. Picture a heat lamp melting a beautiful ice sculpture. That's what climate change is doing to Earth. Coastlines are being redrawn by rising sea levels. This is the reality of climate change. The time to act is now. To understand the profound changes sweeping our planet, we must first grasp the science behind it all. Picture our atmosphere as a giant greenhouse trapping heat from the sun. This natural process is driven by gases like carbon dioxide. Now imagine pumping more and more of these gases into the atmosphere. That's precisely what we're doing by burning fossil fuels. These activities release massive amounts of carbon dioxide. The result? Earth's temperature rises, leading to a cascade of consequences. Glaciers and ice caps melt, causing sea levels to rise. Weather patterns become more extreme. Let's journey to the Arctic, a region on the front lines of climate change. Temperatures are rising at twice the global average, causing the ice cap to shrink at an alarming pace. As the ice retreats, new shipping routes open up. But this comes at a steep cost. The most poignant symbol is the plight of the polar bear. Imagine a city slowly sinking beneath the waves, its streets transformed into canals, its buildings swallowed by the relentless advance of the sea. This is not a scene from a disaster movie, but the very real threat facing coastal cities around the world due to rising sea levels. From Miami to Venice, from Shanghai to Mumbai, coastal communities are grappling with the encroaching ocean. The culprit? Melting glaciers and ice sheets combined with the expansion of seawater as it warms are causing sea levels to rise at an unprecedented rate. Think of a bathtub filling up with water. As the water level rises, it slowly but surely submerges the edges of the tub. Coastal erosion, more frequent and severe flooding, and saltwater intrusion into freshwater supplies are just some of the challenges facing these communities. The economic and social costs are staggering, threatening homes, businesses, and livelihoods. In the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, a string of islands faces a threat unlike any other, being wiped off the map entirely. These island nations, many of them low-lying atolls barely rising above sea level, are on the front lines of climate change. Imagine a sandcastle on the beach, slowly being eroded by the incoming tide. This is the reality for many island nations, as rising sea levels threaten their very existence. For these communities, climate change is not a distant threat. It's an existential crisis unfolding in real time. Saltwater intrusion is contaminating freshwater supplies, while coastal erosion is claiming precious land and infrastructure. Many islanders are facing the heartbreaking prospect of becoming climate refugees, forced to abandon their ancestral homes. Imagine a loaf of bread, slowly drying out and crumbling, becoming less and less edible. This is what's happening to fertile land in many parts of the world due to desertification, a process exacerbated by climate change. Desertification is the persistent degradation of dry land ecosystems, primarily caused by unsustainable human activities and variations in climate. Rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, and unsustainable land management practices are transforming once fertile land into barren wastelands. The consequences are devastating, particularly for communities that rely on agriculture for their livelihoods. As land degrades, crop yields plummet, leading to food insecurity, malnutrition, and economic hardship. Water scarcity intensifies competition for resources, fueling conflict and displacement. Sustainable land management practices such as reforestation, soil conservation, and efficient irrigation can help combat desertification and restore degraded land. Our planet is home to an astonishing array of life, from the tiniest insects to the largest whales, all interconnected in a delicate web of life. Climate change is disrupting this intricate balance, pushing many species to the brink and unraveling the very fabric of life on Earth. Imagine a tapestry, woven with threads of different colors and textures, each representing a different species. Climate change is like a mischievous cat, pulling at the threads, causing the tapestry to unravel. Rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, and extreme weather events are forcing species to adapt, migrate, or face extinction. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are bleaching and dying at alarming rates due to ocean warming and acidification. Polar bears are struggling to survive as their icy hunting grounds melt away. The loss of biodiversity weakens ecosystems, making them more vulnerable to collapse. As the impacts of climate change intensify, millions of people around the world are being forced to leave their homes in search of safety and survival. This great climate exodus is one of the most pressing humanitarian challenges of our time. Imagine a wave of humanity, driven from their homes by rising seas, scorching droughts, and raging storms. This is the face of climate migration, a phenomenon that's already a reality for millions around the world. From low-lying island nations to drought-stricken regions of Africa and Asia, people are being uprooted from their homes, their livelihoods, and their cultural identities. This mass displacement is putting immense pressure on resources and infrastructure, exacerbating social tensions and fueling conflict. The challenges posed by climate change are daunting, but they are not insurmountable. By embracing a two-pronged approach of mitigation and adaptation, we can navigate this global crisis and create a more sustainable future. Mitigation is like turning off the tap to prevent the bathtub from overflowing. It involves reducing greenhouse gas emissions through a transition to clean energy sources, improving energy efficiency, and promoting sustainable land use practices. Adaptation, on the other hand, is like grabbing a bucket to bail out the bathtub while we're fixing the tap. It involves adjusting to the impacts of climate change that are already being felt, such as building seawalls to protect coastal communities, developing drought-resistant crops, and improving early warning systems for extreme weather events. By making conscious choices in our daily lives, we can all contribute to the solution. The challenges posed by climate change are undeniable, but so too is the resilience of the human spirit. We have the ingenuity, the technology, and the collective will to navigate this crisis and create a more sustainable future for all. Just as a single spark can ignite a fire, a single act of courage or compassion can inspire others to act. By embracing hope, fostering collaboration, and taking action, we can turn the tide against climate change and create a world where both humanity and nature can thrive. This is not a burden to bear, but an opportunity to seize. The future is not something that happens to us, it's something we create together. Let us rise to the challenge, embrace the opportunity, and forge a future worthy of our children and grandchildren.